We're back with the Bobby Doll shoot interview. Bob, thanks for being here. Bang, bang. You can check out some of the other shoot videos. Jester McCain, Jerry Reiner, Justin Cruz,
Maze, Cyrus LeVay,
Cyrus
PWA, Colby Godwin.
All the roundtable discussions that you know and love. We skipped so much stuff. We skipped your Mexico stuff. We skipped your retraining with Robert Gibson. We skipped your relationship with old school Danny Rowland. There's a bunch of stuff which means we have to do a part 2. We have to. If not, the world will end. Okay. But we're going to pick off where we left off from the last one.
Where you at?
Pensacola Wrestling Academy.
Yes.
You came back from Vince Land and you said, I'm going to start training guys. I'm going to start running shows. Take us through that.
Started training in my backyard. Had a ring. People started coming over. It grew and grew and grew until I finally had enough students to get me.
How did it grow? Word of mouth?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't ever really advertise. Did I?
First students were what? Cornbread, Bill Ball.
Oh yeah.
How'd you find Bill?
Cato Storm.
He actually came to me. Cato Storm was awesome. Cornbread came to me. Big old guy. What? 6'7", 390.
At the time, he was
pounds.
He was about 400 pounds.
Huge. And Bill has never been manhandled. And if you ask him, he'll tell you he hated me because the first 6 months I kicked the living crap out of him.
Really?
And he quit. He actually said, I have never been beat like this before. So he quit. And then he had called up and he said, Bob, I'm sorry. And he was almost in tears and he says, you know, can I come back? I said, sure. So he came back and I kicked the living snot out of him again.
Beat him up some more.
Beat him up some more. And he ended up quitting again. And he hated me. Hated me. I mean, you know, ask him one day. He'll tell you. And he actually just called back again. You know, can I come back? I said, come on back. Whooped him up. I mean, I whooped him hard again and he stayed that time.
And you were charging guys?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any problems with people going, we're in your backyard, dude?
No.
No?
People didn't it go from your backyard to that little
went
church?
To that church, yeah.
The church.
Because I had a student who I had found out later was a priest, which was kind of odd. But anyway, he had actually gave us a building.
Right.
You know, Father Tom.
Yeah. We know.
And I was wanting to kind of make him the actual choir boy gimmick, but that didn't work out. So anyway.
Right.
What's he doing now?
No, you don't want to know.
Are we going to gloss over
Yeah,
this?
we'll just smooth right over that. If you ever want to know about that, come see any one of us at a show.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from that.
I'm talking about that in my next...
I'm completely flustered. All right.
No, hang on. I'm going to say this. Father Tom was a good guy.
No, he's a very nice guy.
Father Tom was a good guy.
I thought he was a nice guy.
He's nice. He's quiet.
He smelled good.
He smelled.
What happened?
Was a good guy.
No, he was a good guy. So you got the church.
Yes,
and
got the church, and then we had ended up moving from there into the PWA arena.
Beautiful Cervantes.
The area, hey, you know, it came complete with its own hookers.
Talk about that. I mean, you
talk about what, the hookers?
No, yeah, the hookers.
We talked about that in the last one.
Talk about the building, how you got it. What was your goal?
My
for
neighbor
school?
owned the building.
That old dude was your neighbor?
Yes.
Oh,
I did not know that.
He was actually dating my neighbor, and he was over there all the time.
Sweet.
So, yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't like to think about that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Back to the hookers. What was your goal? Because I remember...
My goal was to just put out quality wrestlers. Unlike the other schools that would just take anybody, I actually turned down more people than I had accepted.
Right.
Because I'd put them through 2 weeks of just pure torture. And if I didn't think that they can hack it, then I didn't want their money.
You mean you turned down guys that were worse than Jace Darkheart? For serious?
I like Jace Darkheart. But yes, I actually turned down guys. I like Jace.
I just wanted to bring up the name Jason
I like
Darkheart.
Philip. I like Philip. Philip's a good guy.
I know you had a business plan. You had a partner in
Yes,
PWA.
I did have a partner. And you just stuck it to me there, didn't you?
Do you want to go into it?
That's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. You and your partner had a business plan. You would handle the wrestling. He would handle the business.
Correct. That's how it was supposed to happen.
Okay.
But it turned out that didn't happen, and I ended up taking it on my own.
Okay. We can get into that later, but I remember that the idea was you have the academy.
Correct.
And then you use the school on Sundays to have a show.
Correct.
So you have little overhead because you're not paying any of the boys because...
No,
They're
actually...
students.
They're the students,
Right.
you didn't, which was half the roster.
Right.
Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
And
elaborate on that.
that's how that they got trained.
Oh, faux pas.
Oh, look at Hollywood Bob Doll.
That's supposed to be on vibrate.
Hey,
he's gonna take the call.
Yes.
Tell him you're on YouTube.
Hey, Keith, how you doing?
All right, we're gonna take a break.
We're back.
We're back. Hollywood Bob Doll.
And we're back.
Hey, you know what? That was my first gimmick, Hollywood Bobby Doll.
Was it?
It was.
Yes.
The Hollywood Hustler.
Me and Bob Hollywood, we actually tagged up together.
Nice.
He probably won't admit that, but that was.
We'll get into that into part 2 because there's so much stuff we missed.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, we were talking about the format for
the PWA.
Have the guys pay, them pays for the show to bring in experience. I mean, elaborate. Tell us what.
Basically, what I wanted to do was just have shows so that I can give guys experience. All right. It just started out as like just something small. You know, to me, it was always small, but apparently everybody else just actually latched onto it, and that whole entire episode of the actual PWA brought in so many good people because everybody had the same vision I did. Mm-hmm. And so that's what made it work. It had nothing to do with me. All I did was give everybody an actual platform. Mm-hmm. And then everybody else, I mean, you know, it was guys like you, you know, which was just was like a little punk kid,
right?
Who I asked to leave several times.
I think you did.
Yes, I did. Because you just hung out there, and yet everything that you did was just wrestling trivia, and I got so sick of your wrestling trivia. That was constantly. And,
Kylepedia. No, but you know, one of my favorite stories was when you and I tagged, and I made you laugh, and I was so stoked because I made you break character.
I've never done that in the ring ever, and just seeing you in the ring.
I had the cape on.
Yes, you did.
And you hit me in the chest, and I spit water.
Oh my gosh! the whole entire persona was just the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life. When I tagged you hold on. Yeah, I actually tagged you because Danny wasn't there.
Right,
and
so I'm a suitable replacement for Danny.
Replacement for Danny. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe I did that. But anyway, yeah, that was
what were you thinking?
That was a lot of fun.
I've got a little early PWA footnote. I was working because me and Bob had been close. I was working every week on Sundays for Bob for free, just because it's in town and you know it's something to do and it's helping Bob out starting his new promotion. And after, what would you say?
You gonna ask me for money now?
No. After what was it? It was probably 3 months at the most, maybe not even that. And him and his partner pulled me aside, took me in the office, and said, "We appreciate what you're doing. We're going to start paying you." And I wasn't asking for any money. I thought that was pretty cool of them to do because they could have just kept letting me do what I was doing.
And we tried to treat everybody fairly. See, that was my problem. You know what? My absolute biggest downfall with that whole thing was that I was always one of the boys.
Yeah,
and that's what your partner was set up for.
Right, but I actually could not look at it like as a business because I had too much fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, it just kept growing and growing, and it kept ticking everybody off around us.
Yeah, let's talk about those early shows. It was a small, no air conditioning.
Oh, it was hot.
It was in the middle of Dumptown.
100 degrees in the middle of Afro-Americanville.
Yeah, and then when you put 125 fans in there, plus all the boys in that cramped block, it was hot.
Oh
in there,
my
man.
gosh!
Oh, in the summer
it was sweltering.
I went to like 3 or 4 shows before I weaseled my way. Yeah, they're smelly, smelly. Before I weaseled my way backstage and writing and stuff.
That's right.
I remember there was a show where it was you for the ownership in a ladder match against.
Really?
No, it was
really?
Passion.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Passion and
See, actually, Passion.
Well, who wanted to run up and steal the contract?
Who wanted to?
Yeah. This is a funny story. The gimmick was you had the contract for the ownership hanging, and you didn't know what to do for a finish. And there was a special guest there that night who said, "Well, just let me go up."
Oh man,
Bobby Wilson, man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Bobby Wilson let me grab it, and Bobby said, "Nobody knows who the hell you are."
But that was so much of a liability because
he could fall and break his
hip.
hip.
If he would have fallen and actually broke his hip or something. No.